A MicroStrategy Thanksgiving massacre? I don't think so. In fact, I think a lot differently, and I'll tell you more in a second. But welcome to Master MicroStrategy on Thanksgiving Day, November 28th. This is where we are working on mastering the genius that is Michael Saylor 7 days a week. And wow, my friends, we have a lot to get into today. But first, this is not financial advice. Please consult a financial advisor before making any financial decisions. This is just opinions, thoughts, information that I found in a lot of places. And the Thanksgiving massacre of MicroStrategy, it's not going to happen. Number one, the stock market's closed. Number two, everybody's going home for Thanksgiving. And what are they talking about? How Bitcoin went from 15 or 16,000 not too long ago to now almost 100,000 all-time highs every day for a number of days in a row, just back in earlier November. People are going to be talking about Bitcoin. They're going to be talking about MicroStrategy. They'll be talking about crypto in general during their Thanksgiving meals, after their naps. Instead of watching football, they'll be talking Bitcoin. They'll be talking MicroStrategy. This happens every single year. 4 years ago, actually, for the halving, there actually was a Thanksgiving massacre right before this. Bitcoin went from like 19.5 to like 16.7. Of course, we had a little bit of that going from like 99 to like 90. So about a 10% drop. But guess what? Back in the mid 90s as we speak, who knows what the future will hold, but a lot of people are going to be talking about MicroStrategy, about Bitcoin, about crypto during Thanksgiving. It happens every year, and there's a lot of great things that are happening, as you know, in the crypto and Bitcoin world. So let's strap in. Here's the MSTR tracker. You can see the stock price is currently at $388. It rose 10% on yesterday, so that was nice. Now it's a 118 out of 500 for the S&P 500. Rose 18 spots. We'd love to see that. Like I said, the Bitcoin price is right around 95.5, right in that middle section there. The total Bitcoin is 386,700 as they added 55,500 this week. I love this value per basic share. It just keeps going up. Now it's $160 per share. So how many shares do you own? Just multiply that by 160 and you'll see like that's your absolute base. And that's not even taking into account the NAV. So the unrealized profit is 14.9 billion, almost 15 billion for a return of 68%. So a lot of cool things going on here. Let's get into a news story or two. MicroStrategy stock jumps 10% as Bitcoin recovers early week losses. Of course, MicroStrategy is going to be a levered play on Bitcoin. It's going to go up a little bit more. When Bitcoin goes up, sometimes 1.5 to 2x, and it's going to go down a similar margin when Bitcoin goes down. That's just going to be what happens. Plus, with this huge pump that MicroStrategy has had, retracements was all but inevitable. That's a healthy retracement. So the key points: jumps 10%. Company has 386,700 Bitcoin, unrealized Bitcoin profits of 15 billion. And they go into some interesting things here. The last point that I like is, so far, this bull bet is paying off handsomely. So you can obviously pause and read this entire article if that's interesting to you, but we already hit upon the key points. So let's move on to MSTR bringing $544 million to shareholders each day, thanks to Bitcoin. And of course, this is what Michael Saylor is saying. He's talking about accretion. He's talking about when he's doing at the markets, selling of MicroStrategy, selling shares of MicroStrategy ATM, and then increasing that Bitcoin yield. He's talking about all those things, and $544 million a day coming to MicroStrategy holders. I'm one of them, so I love hearing that. Keep it coming, Michael Saylor. This is a pretty cool tweet I wanted to share. It was from Wolf, and he says, "Why are people surprised at MicroStrategy's 3x Bitcoin premium? Several major publicly traded companies easily trade over 10x their net tangible assets. You can expect MicroStrategy to act like Bitcoin ETF when it's a real company with legitimate offerings." And there are so many legitimate offerings. Just go back and watch the Q3 earnings report. It's unbelievable. And more offerings are coming as MicroStrategy continues to solidify itself as the Bitcoin treasury company of the world. So good point there. Let's share this tab right here from Micro Macro. MicroStrategy is the closest example of a golden goose you're probably going to find in your lifetime. The best part, it's off the back of the greatest goose of all time, which is Bitcoin. So, hey, we love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is perfect money. It's amazing. I believe is going up forever with, of course, many pullbacks and many retracements. But overall, when you zoom out on that graph, that Bitcoin chart's going to be going up and to the right forever. And this is just a good chart right here showing just that. I did want to share this as well from Josh Mann. Um, Pretty interesting stuff. He talks about glimpsing into the mind of a relative value trader who changes perspective. And right here, he just kind of talks about how he's done different trades in the past, but how when he really and finally dove into MicroStrategy, he was absolutely convinced of MicroStrategy and the future and amazingness that it holds. And there's a lot of great comments here as well, by the way, that go deep, deep, deep into other people talking about their journey, how they misunderstood MicroStrategy, and now they're just in love and obsessed with it, and they see it just like it clicked for me, many months ago. And I wish that had been many months before that, but it clicked for me many months ago. It's clicked for these individuals sometimes a year ago, 2 years ago, and more people every single day. So definitely read this um, tweet if you want to, but also the comments below that are very fascinating as well. I definitely enjoyed that. Now we're going to move into a very interesting video from Jack Mallers. This guy knows how to explain Bitcoin. He knows how to explain MicroStrategy. He's very passionate, and I hope you definitely enjoy what he shares here.
How would I explain it to a fourth grader? I would say to a fourth grader, there are two things you can own. One of the things only goes down in value. One of the things only goes up in value. Which of the two do you want to own? And I would expect a fourth grader to say, I would want to own the thing that goes up, not down. And then I would say, good, that's correct. How much of the thing would you want to own that only goes up? And I would expect the fourth grader to say, as much as I can. And I would say, you're hired. You're Michael Saylor. Because that's all he's doing. That's all he's doing.
I love how Jack breaks things down. Very passionate, as I promised, and love when he breaks it down like that. Now we're going to go ahead and share this video that I found quite interesting, and I think you'll see why.
But yeah, because once you get Bitcoin and it clicks in your mind, your immediate reaction is, oh, I got to hurry and buy as much as I can because someone else is going to go take all my Bitcoin away from me. So like in 2020, when I started buying Bitcoin, I was thinking, oh no, I got to do this in a hurry because someone's going to figure it out and the price is going to 10x. And I better get it before it 10x's. So, I mean, that's a natural reaction when it finally clicks in your head because you're thinking, why wouldn't every billionaire in the world go and buy $1 billion of Bitcoin, smash buy it overnight, and just to make $1 billion? Because why wouldn't they just want to make $1 billion or 5 billion or 10 billion or any amount of money? I mean, Bitcoin, it feels like in the early days, the infinite money glitch, right?
And there you have it, my friends. Hope you're having a great Thanksgiving. Hope November 28th is treating you well. Please remember, this is not financial advice. Consult a financial professional before you make any decisions. This is for fun. This is for enjoyment, for entertainment, and of course, getting some intel and sharing some cool things as well is on top of that. Master MicroStrategy. That's again where we're mastering the genius that is Michael Saylor, 7 days a week. I would love it if you subscribed. If you liked this, if you leave a comment, I'll definitely read it as well. Maybe on a future episode, who knows? But please remember, there is no second best.